Hello and welcome. This is Crypt, and today we're going to do a quick overview of one of my favorite builds that I ever came up with. It's on Banshee here, and we're just going to go over it real quick with you guys. Try not to make this too long. Just a real quick go over the abilities we're going to be using today. As you can tell, we've subsumed over her first for Breach Surge, sends an AoE around, allows for status procs that cause a spark to fly off for multiplicative damage. Um, we have Sonar, which also applies multiplicative damage with its Augment on, allowing it to recast when I kill an enemy by hitting its weak points. As a note, it mentions guns, but you can actually proc this with things like your melee attacks and your lightning and gas procs, since they can hit particular spots in the body. Then we have Silence. This is a little hidden gem that will literally stun enemies that get into range of it, but also it shuts off Xmas abilities, making it much easier to get through the game. Then we have Soundquake. Technically, I never ever use this really, but there are situations where it might come in handy. Let's say you want to res someone, you just want to keep the trash off you for a second, or something of that similar nature, you could pop it, but for the most part, it won't be of any use to our build. Um, and then the passive. Her weapons are automatically hushed, so she doesn't need to silence any of the weapons she uses. Okay, move on real quick to her Archon shards. We have two Tau Forged Amber Archon shards for casting speed, because you want her to be able to cast as quick as possible. She is on a time limit, and it is all about speed for this build. Then we have three red shards, which two are ability strength, and then I have a Tau Forged duration one, allowing this and this to last a little bit longer, as well as this. It just makes it a lot more comfortable. Um, just to go into the main build for a second here, we're going to go over what we have here. So we got Brief Respite, so that when I cast, I get the chance to rebuild energy shields, to allow for shield gating and such. Rush, because like I mentioned, speed is your friend. If you want to put on Prime Sure footage, you can, but for the most part, I don't seem to worry about getting knocked down unless I'm not in a rhythm. And also, there is a way to gain Overguard in this build, so that also helps a bit. Then we have Augur Secret's Power, Transient Fortitude for more power, Archon Stretch, because nothing I cast has a energy reduction over time, so the abilities casted by my companion will proc this, allowing me to be regenerating energy quite often. Augur Reach for more reach, technically speaking. That just adds to that for the 75. Let's see, we have Prime Continuity for more duration, which, Transient Fortitude hurt a little bit, but that's okay. The Archon Shard helped a little as well to balance that. Umbral Intensify for the overall, plus 44% strength to all the effects. Um, we have Equilibrium because she needs that. Um, I know I run a low energy pool, but with the Equilibrium, honestly, as long as you're killing, you're good. Plus, we have ways to help create orbs, so that helps as well. Resonance, this is the augment I was speaking about for this right here, allowing you to have free extra stacks of it, which can get pretty insane for damage bonus. Arcane Strike to attack as fast as possible. This build is a melee build, so you want to be able to attack really, really fast, but it's not about damage, it's about hitting. Molt Augmentation for more power strength, bringing this up over 300 by the time we're done. That's the main build. Then we have, as you can see, these three weapons here. The weapons are not necessarily set in stone, but I would suggest if you're going to run this build to run the Argonaut. Not because the Argonaut is good, because it isn't, and I've just got some junk build on it, but, and you can copy this build if you want, it's up to you, but honestly, the only two things that are important here are primary dexterity, because you are a melee build and allows for a higher combo duration, and Amalgam Argonaut Metal Auger, which gives your daggers uh, the armor reduction, which is base armor as well, so it actually works a lot better than you think, and allows you to strip armor off of acolytes and such. Other than that, the rest is whatever you'd like to see. Let's see. Then we have the Synex. This is my sidearm. This could definitely have a different item here. I do have Augur Pact on here, which adds into the shield gating effect, because this plus your aura mod, you're sitting at 270% of your casting cost is refunded as shield, so that's really nice. Other than that, I have Fortifier on her. Now, I know that you would think you'd want to go with the Dexterity, but Fortifier is important. So not only does it allow this weapon to have an easier time taking on Xmas if I end up having to use the weapon, and I picked this weapon because it homes a little bit to make it a little easier. Again, you do not need to copy this build. This is just the build I chose to go with. But this is important right here. The Auger Pact is nice to synergize with other things, but the secondary fortifier is important because your companion can proc this. Okay? So it allows you to go full melee while somehow you start gaining overguard. And I'm pretty sure the reason why your companion can proc this is, at least I haven't tested it too much on the other companions, but on the dogs here, their weapon here, I believe, is considered a secondary weapon. So what happens is these guys hit guys overguard. They not only give themselves overguard, but they give me overguard. Then we're going to go, obviously, an armament to keep with the combo duration. And then we're going to go with the Rakta Dark Dagger here. And on the Rakta Dark Dagger, this is my build. It is a gas electric build. You definitely need to, need to spread the status effects. And this weapon's special unique effect, as you can read, will give you some reduced enemy detection, but unfortunately it's very short. Honestly, you get it when you first switch over, and occasionally if you've switched weapons, but really it's nothing to rely on. And then the damage to affected enemies by radiation, leeches 5% of damage as shields, is your entire survivability. That effect keeps you alive. Now, we did go influence on this, but we did influence so that way with the electric proc, we could spread the radiation and gas. Now, I'm not going for these for damage per se, but what I'm doing here is by spreading the radiation, that allows me, all those people, to heal me when I hit them, but also electricity and gas that is going to be spread with influence, those both hit particular parts of the body when they proc, allowing them to proc things like your sonar's damage bonus, as well as, while they're doing their ticks, proc the breach surge effects, allowing you to get a lot more breach surges and to heal better, and the crowd control that goes along with it. It's just, it all synergizes very, very nicely together. Again, this is just the build I chose. If you want to do something different, you can, but I do suggest building for influence for electric and gas, because like I said, these do hit particular parts of the body, and that does allow her to take advantage of things like sonar. As you can see, I have a 12 times damage multiplier on the sonar, which can stack if it gets onto the same part of the body, and it doesn't matter what hits it at all, it'll give you that damage multiplier. And then this one here for my breach surge is going to be 4.86 damage multiplier. This is, of course, before I hit the 300, break the 300% power strength part. And when this hits too, since this hits particular parts of the body as well, if it hits a part of the body with a sonar on it, it will get multiplied again. So it's a very multiplicative build. Let's see, just to go over my companion real quick. This is the build I chose for the weapon. You might find it a little weird that I have healing return on, but believe it or not, if your companion does their basic attack, this actually does affect them and will heal them. I guess technically speaking, you could put on Medipet Kit, I believe, if that's available for these kind of pets. I don't see it, so probably isn't available for these kinds of pets. But just as a note, though, this does work and does affect them. So if you want to put a little bit more survivability in dog, feel free to do that. So this right here, this setup is designed to spread magnetic to help with shields, viral to help with the life damage, radiation because it allows me to cause them to hit each other, as well as it's kind of like crowd control, as well as it allows my dagger to leech off them. And then heat gives you a little bit of armor reduction. The damage is not important at all. And you'll get electric procs, because we're going to look into the dog now, from things like the synthesized prospectus here. Now, because of Manifold Bond, this move and this move and this move will all actually proc all the different status effects or damage types as status effects that my weapon on the dog did. This right here, actually, in fairness, I don't know if it does or doesn't proc it. I actually haven't checked, but I put this on my build for the Banshee because I kind of like the fact that with Silence, you not only shut down all their Xmas abilities, but then your dog steals half their overguard and starts using their Xmas abilities, which is just another nice thing to proc all your abilities, especially when you have green lights helping kill the enemies. Then we have Synth Deconstruct here, which allows the companion's damage being caused by all the status effects, effects, and on synthesized prospectus to give me a chance for orb drop, which helps keep everything going. The rest of it is kind of whatever, Blink Fiber, Blink Vitality, which doesn't really do much for him. Technically speaking, I guess you could go like this, and that would be more. And I just hadn't actually thought of switching these out. Yeah, so that would actually be a better setup for you. So you definitely go for that. So we have that there, so that makes them actually even stronger. Okay, we're improving the build as we're talking about the build. Let's see here. Then we have anything else in there? Oh, no, I think that's actually about it. So now we just have the testing to kind of show you what's going on here. I went over the companion, the build, and now to show you some testing. So we're going to go to the Sentient Battle Group. We're going to go Stimulate. Cast Silence. Okay. Cast Silence to see them all getting stunned. I do that. I cast that. Do a couple hits. And as you can see, there was just a swarm of little dots going all over the place, and they destroyed everything. Like, I attacked the little group in there, but everybody's dead. Now you could be like, oh, Influence is doing that. My dagger is not very strong, and I'm going to show you that here. So we're going to simulate, and we're not going to use any of the buffs. I'm just going to show you what it's like when not using the buffs. Still attacking, and they're still not all dead, okay? Like, it took a little while. I had to continue on the attack and let everything stack up to kill them that way. Now, back into Silence. One of those, one Breach Surge, one combo into attacks, and then there you go. Fires off everywhere. Now, it's hard to tell what the damage numbers are there, and they are random. They are all over the place, but I do have picture evidence of hitting over 2 billion damage. I also have a recent picture of breaking damage cap, so I had a nice little 50,000 negative. And so it can hit extremely hard, but it is a randoms number game here, because you don't really know where any of this stuff's going to go, so you just want to keep stacking. You see how those balls just kept getting progged by everything going on? Now, obviously, you do way more damage when there's more than one opponent there, but as you can tell, all you have to do is do a couple quick swings, and the effects from your Breach Surge will finish everything off as they get multiplied from the gas procs into their other status effects, gas and electric procs. And the Gong is also causing electric procs, which allows you to synergize everything. But as you can tell, I mean, that's just a quick little thing, and I wiped out the Murmur without an issue. And this is Steel Path, level 215. I really wish I could have that higher. I'm probably not doing something right, but nonetheless, you know, same thing again. You got the Infested. Attack just a little bit, and then we're all dead. I'll do, just because we got Tech Rock. Actually, go Scaldra. Skaldra's got some tougher units. Like this. So we have Silence. You see they all get stunned as you come into it. That, and then attack that one guy. 14 million just going places. You know, hundreds of thousands. They just about all died. All I did was do one silly little attack, you know. That guy is easier to kill. If I could have mercy killed him, but it's not really good. Yeah. So that's kind of the build, honestly. You just kind of go up, you cast your sonar occasionally to proc them with the sonar effects, you know, and then you hit Breach Surge when you get right up in their face to get the whole pack, and you attack. And it just becomes this storm of damage. I really do hope you like it. I personally call this build the Three Evils. One of the nice little things about it that I didn't mention right off the bat is that Breach Surge blinds enemies. Silence deafens them, which means that they cannot speak to their allies, and they cannot hear the gunfire or things like that while they're in silence. And when Breach Surge is up, they're also blind. So hold on a second. Let's see if we can pause the AI. Unpause the AI. Let's go Infested, and there's a reason for this. Now, normally Infested see by sound, not sight, but now that I've got it all on there, they don't really know what to do, as you can tell. They're not charging me like they should and everything else. See how that guy's just kind of standing there? That's because they don't know where I am. So even though you're not invisible, you are what I call pseudo-invisible the whole time. Let's try that with guns. See if we can get a nice Scaldra group here. Try that with guns, so we're going to go Simulate. Make sure Silence is on. And then Breach Surge. Now, I know my pet's going to kill them as they're going, but as you can tell, though, I'm not getting hit, really. Now, one guy was attacking me, but the rest of them didn't really know. He's attacking each other. They're attacking each other now. But as far as they're concerned, I don't exist. The radiation is what causes the attack to each other. So, you get to live in a state of pseudo-invisibility. Anyways, like I said, I just wanted this to be a little quick, and I wanted to show off the pseudo-invisibility thing because I thought it was interesting. I hope you guys like the build. It's really fun and really blast cannon, but it's very enjoyable. Thank you again for joining me. You guys have a wonderful day, and peace.